Hello everyone and welcome to Daria Draws. Today I'm redoing this peacock as a preparation for the upcoming art event that I'm participating in. So the art fair is going to be in 3 weeks from now, so I have about 2 weeks to actually finish the paintings and then a week to let them dry and prepare the catalogs and all that stuff. So, as for today, the peacock is not terrible. I've redone it in the past, so about 3 to 4 years ago. I like the vibrance, it's okay, but the yellow looks way too primary. The blue can be more interesting. The tail looks very naked, so most of my effort will go into here, in that area. So yeah, I'm probably going to deviate from the plan just a little bit and see how it goes. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, leave me comments, and that will help the channel grow and keep me motivated to post more. So enjoy the video. Since the painting has been on the shelf for a while, I'm starting off by cleaning it and oiling it out. And then I prepared my palette with all the blue shades that I'm going to need, some shades for the background, and some greens for the feathers. Then with a diluted mix of blue and umber, I am applying a semi-transparent layer to the painting, marking all the shadows, deepening them, and reapplying the outlines a little bit. Same thing goes for the background, and what it does is that it gets rid of that primary yellow and primary blue shade and makes the colors just a little bit deeper and more interesting to look at, and highlights the texture that's already in the painting. I want to make the background look a little bit richer and probably a little bit more natural, so I decided to pre-mix a few kind of sandy shades, and that's what I'm going to do with the background, just kind of blend in that primary-ish yellow into more golden shades. And I'm also brightening the bird, especially the head and the neck area. I feel like it can just shine with some fresher and lighter blues. I have a pretty good base, so I didn't really have to work on the shadows that much, and I'm just focusing on the midtones and the lights. just a little bit of the details on the head of the bird, and I want them to blend in nicely with the blue and also reflect the yellow from the background. So I'm adding just tiny bits of yellow in there that will help with it. Now I'm adding some details that will help to structure the bird a little bit, and I want the feathers to be kind of ruffled, so as you can see the brush strokes are not exactly following one another. So this is the most important part of the makeover, and that's the tail. So from this sad looking tail, I'm going to make a nice luscious one, which will be a lot more vibrant. And of course, I'm starting off by making the main structure and then building the feathers onto it. I'm honestly not a fan of how I did the tail previously, how it is very shot brown, like there's no light peeking through. And I mean, these are feathers, they're light, they do let some light come through, and that's exactly what effect I'm going to do later on. I'm also introducing a lot more shades of green and this kind of peacock blue into the tail because I want the tail to almost shine in the sun. I would like to make the painting look a lot more sophisticated, and to do so I'm going to just run away from all of these bright yellows and bright blues and instead use more complicated shades that I pre-mixed on my palette, and that is going to enrich the painting, and the simple kind of yellow accents will be just on like tips of the feathers and as a highlight only. Even though the main star of this painting is the tail, I still didn't want to make it too heavy looking, so I decided not to put too much structure into the feathers. I want them to be very airy and feel like they're moving along with the bird, and that is why I'm mostly concentrating on the color rather than the shape. Here you can see a little bit closer the color scheme. As you can tell, it is not only green and blue and yellow, there are grays in there, there are some oranges and yellows of different shades, not just one. And all of that will be later on just a little bit structured by a semi-transparent layer, which will add more shadow and some sharper details. So the next session, my battle with primary yellow continued. I'm adding this orangey sandy color, which is basically ochre with some Indian yellow and I think a tiny dot of orange. So it's a very nice complicated shade, and I think it will look nicely when blended in and with the bird and the feathers and all that. And I'm adding the same background shade to the feathers as well and making them a little bit more muted and orangey so that I can add a brighter, better yellow on top. And I'm also reapplying the shadows a little bit, also with a semi-transparent mixture, just to really bring out the brighter moments in the painting. And then I needed to add some structure to the tail, so I added some sharper details and kind of brightened up certain feathers where they needed to be a little bit more contrasting. Then I'm fluffing up the tail a little bit, and the feathers that are kind of closer to the bird are going to get a little bit more detailing, and the feathers that are further away from the head and the bird itself are going to be a little bit more blurred out and will not have this kind of structure and detail on them. And this is the end result. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.